We welcome you and everyone here from inside the Amica Mutual Pavilion in Providence, Rhode Island. JJ Silvio along with Aiden Marcos for Somerset Access TV, Berkeley Community Access TV, and Blue Raider Studios on YouTube. And Aiden, this is a big moment for any of these high school players tonight as the Norton Lancers and the Somerset Berkley Raiders get set to face off. You have experience having played here at the Dunk / now the Amp.
Yeah.
What is this like when you're a high school hockey player, being able to play in an AHL rink like this?
It's definitely a season changer. You know, during my junior year, we had the privilege of playing Dartmouth, and that was a season changer. We beat them 8-3, and that changed the momentum for the whole season. Whichever team comes out on top today, that's definitely going to swing their team in the right direction for the rest of the season.
And talking about swinging the season in the right direction, you've played with a lot of the guys that are out on the ice today for Somerset Berkley. Who do you think needs to be the catalyst today to help them get their schedule back on track here at the quasi-midway point of the season?
I feel like it's always going to have to start with the captains. You know, Adam Bastis, Cam McKenna, Gabe Gonsalves. Those guys are going to have to rally with the team to make sure that the Raiders are going to have to come out on top today.
A young program in Norton that started only a year before I started high school, going up against a perennial program in Somerset Berkley that's been around since the 50s and 60s. Should be a great one today here at the Amp. We'll be right back after player introductions and the national anthem. Stay with us.
Number 24, Mason Mello. On defense, number 7, Colin Lush. And number 17, Cooper Royds. In goal for the Raiders is number 1, Gavin Rodriguez. Folks, at this time, we ask you please rise if you are able and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
A beautiful playing of the national anthem there as we enter back inside the Amica Mutual Pavilion, also known as the Amp. JJ Silvia, Aiden Marcos along with you. And Aiden, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here, but this has a special significance for me, this game today. I actually was a member of both these varsity programs at one point during my playing career. I did my freshman and sophomore year of high school with Norton High, and then I switched over to Somerset Berkley for my junior and senior year. You have ties to Somerset Berkley, I have ties to Norton. It's good to have representation for both sides in this broadcast tonight.
Definitely, 100%. I never knew that you played at Norton. Fun fact.
Yeah, I actually did. It's one of the more forgotten parts of my career, but I always resemble and resonate myself with Somerset Berkley just because it's where I grew up. Opening face-off at center, and we are underway with Bastis winning the draw. Norton's going to counter with their top line led by one of my former players, Brady Sinclair, and right away a big stop for Ari Parker as he denies Bastis. Adam Bastis below goal. Getting the feed to Kamara as the Raiders will cycle. Kamara, a nice deke move, but he's quickly hit off the puck. A nice defensive play by Kyle Gass, the assistant captain. Gass looking to squeeze it back up the board and out, but the Raiders will keep it in. A dribbling puck in the low circle taken by the Lancers, and they'll look to move up. Norton able to get it out to center. On the move is Atticus Emerson. He's going to be met by Lush, and the Raiders will get it out to center. Norton looking for the quick response. Emerson and a blocker stop for Gavin Rodriguez. Rodriguez getting the nod again tonight. Aiden, Gavin, one of those players that you've had a lot of time to play with, a great goalie that has had a lot of time to develop, and it has really shown here in his senior campaign.
No, 100%. Gavin's definitely have come a long way. Senior year, he didn't play that much when I was a senior at least. And then, you know, these past 2 years, definitely splitting with Monash, that friendly competition definitely pushed him to become a better player, read the game more, and just develop his overall skills.
And now to go on a rant a little bit about you, we have a little bit of extra significance for this game today because you're a current student at Providence College, and this is where the Friars play their home basketball game. So it must be cool for you to be on a live broadcast so for this game in a place where you've been a part of so many student sections for great basketball games.
Yeah, definitely. It's a different atmosphere. Usually I'm just in the student section cheering on the basketball team, but, you know, being able to have an opportunity to broadcast the game is definitely a positive for me. Different aspect.
Adam Caldwell moving it up the board and coming into the zone with a chance, and Gavin Rodriguez will deny Kyle Gass. One of the first big offensive chances for the Lancers, and now Chase Lyons the other way. His shot gets blocked before it could get to Ari Parker. Rebello looking to keep it in with help from Lyons. It'll be nudged out to center by Mason Ball before Gonsalves chops it right back where it came from. About 2 minutes gone here in the first period. This is an MIAA sanctioned game, so we will play 3 regulation periods today between these non-conference foes. Somerset Berkley out of the South Coast Conference and Norton out of the Tri-Valley League. Both very competitive hockey conferences in Bristol County. Carter Sylvia in on the forecheck. He'll beat Mason Ball to the puck. Looking out in front. It goes all the way back up top. Lush trying to keep it in. He cannot. It is offside.
Attention fans, once again, if you are here to watch the current game,
Did you ever play Somerset?
So when I was at Norton, Somerset, I don't believe ever played Norton. And in fact, I was going to talk to athletic director Aaron Sumner during the first period intermission break. I do want to check and see if all time Norton and Somerset have ever played, but at least in my career and then the time after, I've never seen these 2 programs face off. So this very well could be the first matchup between these 2 programs in school's history.
I know we never played them over my 4-year career. It's kind of weird, especially due to the distance between the 2 schools. It's not that much. It's not like Norton's on the other side of Mass. It's, 35, 40-minute drive. It's very surprising. But, I feel like this match is going to be a good one tonight.
Gavin Kamara going up top. Mello, his shot, and Parker the save. Ari Parker was highly praised by both his own teammates and his opposing team in Somerset Berkley. Sinclair able to get back on side as Emerson will move it into the zone. Can't get past Lush. But no, I will double check on that. I do want to know because Norton restarted their hockey program, and I believe it was 2015, the year before I came into my freshman year of high school. So they had a hockey program before that, but I don't know where the timeline is on that. So I'll have to check. Adam Bastis twice trying to feed it in front, and the Lancers able to prevent it from getting there. Moved into neutral ice onto the stick of Adam Caldwell. Caldwell with the feed and a shot. Gavin Rodriguez will deny. Brogan Laverdier. Laverdier, another one of the captains for this Norton squad, wearing the number 23, which has certain significance to me from when I was at Norton. That was Clint Gallagher's number. I doubt he's going to be watching this broadcast, but if he is, shout out to Clint Gallagher, C-Swizzle, as we called him back in the day. That one right to Rodriguez. He'll hold on for another draw. Rebello will win that one. Forcing it up the wall was Charlie Rosa, and Cam McKenna will nudge it into neutral ice for Norton to reset. Laverdier with the loose puck run into by Lyons, and now McKenna off the ricochet for Diello and Rebello to dump it down. So Aiden, a story that you and I both are very familiar with from our years with the Somerset Berkley hockey program is the impact that younger players, freshmen and sophomores, can make. And it's no different this season with players just like Lucas Rebello and Chase Lyons.
Yeah, definitely. For my freshman year, Luke Govin was a very big addition to our team. Luke Govin and Jack Rothwell. I didn't have the fortune of playing during my freshman year, but I know those two were very big aspects to the team right off the bat. And going through each season, there was always one freshman that made an impact. And, having these 2 guys impacting, playing as much as they can is definitely something special that can lead to something good this season and something definitely in the future.
Yeah, I agree. I saw plenty of those examples myself when I was there. We can talk about John Pacheco. We can talk about Evan Afonso. We can talk about others. All those types of players from the get-go, from their first shift with the Raiders, making a big impact, and we're seeing more of those instances this year. Carter Sylvia able to tip the loose puck by Ball. He's into the zone. The shot and a pad stop for Ari Parker. I'm sure Carter, if he could get a second chance at that one, might want to put a little more zip on it. A bit more zip there from De Silva, and a blocker stop this time for Parker. Sylvia and Parker both watching the puck as it flutters to neutral ice. Gonzalves evaded, and Emerson's on the move into the zone. Emerson just wide. Atticus Emerson already with a couple of key offensive opportunities, but has been yet to seal the deal. On the move is Gass into the zone. Kyle Gass, the dangle! Can't put it in. Lancers starting to up the intensity. Let's see if the Raiders can respond. Adam Bastis with the puck. And Bastis, actually, when I was talking to him during pregame, emphasized the need to come out fast during this game, which it seems the Raiders are looking to do to combat what Norton has done thus far, Aiden.
Yeah, I would say that was definitely a key to winning this hockey game. I attended the game at Dedham, and they came out very flat-footed. They didn't come out with passion and effort, and they finished down 3-1 right after the first period. So definitely keeping the foot on the gas is important for this team.
And offsides will stop the clock with 8:32 left in this first period. Once again, we are so glad that you can join us here in Providence, Rhode Island at the Amica Mutual Pavilion. JJ Sylvia, Aiden Marcos with you on a fairly warm winter day here in the South Coast. We've been very lucky the last couple of days. I guess Mother Nature kind of forgot how to winter with these 40 and 50 degree days, but we'll take them, especially with how frigid it can get up here in Mass.
No, definitely.
Out at center, it's Cooper Royds. He'll go D to D for Lush, who had to settle the puck down. Now he'll look up ice. Laverdier and others getting their sticks in there to knock that one out of play, and looking like the draw will stay in the neutral zone.
Thankfully, no one was sitting there.
Looks like they'll move the draw in to the Norton offensive zone. Face off to the right of Gavin Rodriguez. Rodriguez coming into this one 3-2 with a 2.67 goals against average and a .912 save percentage. He's really impressed head coach Justin Kuchar in his first campaign as the Raiders head man. I was talking to Kuchar during pregame, and he had so much praise to give to guys like Gavin Rodriguez, both him and Nate Minash, who provide a real stone wall at the back end for Somerset Berkley if all else fails.
Yeah, Nate Minash and Gavin have been playing on top of their heads throughout the whole season. You know, it kind of sucks that only one of them has to play every game, but Gavin gets to start on this one.
Caldwell putting that one off the blocker of Rodriguez. A follow-up went wide. Coming off the stick of Jackson. Patch will dig below. Go for it. Back out in front. Went under the stick of Caldwell. Laverdier to keep it in. Looking to feed Caldwell. Ends up on the stick of Rosa, who will nudge it down into the Norton end. That's going to be an icing with 7:10 remaining in the first. Shots are 5-5, so dead even. Both these teams have familiar opponents that they have both played this season, Dedham being the real glaring one. Norton able to grab a win against Dedham. Somerset Berkley losing to Dedham at home. But right now, both these teams looking very even on paper as the Sinclair line returns for the Lancers.
Yeah, common opponents is a good thing to look at when comparing two teams, but at the end of the day, it's a whole new game that Norton and SB are going to be playing. So it doesn't matter what's happened in the past. All that matters is what's going to happen in this game. And so far, it's been pretty even so far.
Parker denying Carter Sylvia and his Providence Capitals teammate Brady Sinclair the other way, looking to feed it across. Couldn't get it cleanly to Chris Iacosa. Now Gonzalez across red, lost it in his foot. Norton will look to send it the other way. Carter Sylvia on the gather. And Sylvia puts it right on to Ari Parker, who steers it aside. Halfway through period one, Brady Sinclair over the line, the dangle into the slot. It goes on to the skate of Emerson, who tried to hammer it on goal. Rodriguez kept it out. Lancers will keep it in at the line. Puck ends up below goal. Emerson getting it back, a feed out in front, a chance. Rodriguez with the denial of Iacosa. And a bobbling puck all the way back down into the Norton end, to be gathered by Mason Ball. Ball up the near board to him. Bastis to knock it down. He looked to feed it up for Camara, but the connection was not smooth. Adam Caldwell over the line for the Lancers. Caldwell looking to feed middle. A ricochet puts it back at neutral ice before Cooper Royds gathers it for the Raiders. Royds for Camara and the send-in. Parker to cut it off with Mello on the chase. Mello locked in a battle for the puck. Coming away with it are the Lancers for the moment. And Bastis will change that script, sending it below goal. Camara, the first one on the forecheck, but the Lancers looking to move out quickly. That one into the middle, nearly picked off by Chase Lyons. Instead, Lush will come up with it. Lush backed up by Mello. Mello fighting to keep it in. He cannot. Lancers the other way quickly. Chase Lyons looking to shut it down. Norton still on the move, but Cooper Royds, the last line of defense, will prevent any further damage before he sends it in and gives the Raiders a few fresh legs.
That was a beautiful stop by Royds, being able to use his feet to really stop the play. If he wasn't able to kick that puck away, that would have been a 3-on-0. So Royds had an amazing play right there.
Head coaches for these two sides, Michael Donovan in his 6th season as the head man for Norton High, and obviously we talked about him already, Justin Kuchar, his 1st season as head coach after spending the last few as an assistant for the legendary Kevin Snyder, as Ball puts that one wide of Rodriguez. He'll keep it and stay persistent. This time Rodriguez had it, and he lost it. It ends up in the back of the net, and Mason Ball has the opening tally. The Lancers are on top, 1-0.
Just unlucky puck luck. Gavin had the save in his glove, and it just happened to roll off. He's going to have to be better, but you will definitely be able to provide for this SB hockey team. SB hockey just needs to be able to look at the goal and be like, okay, it's over. We need to keep our heads up and keep moving forward.
4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the period, and the Lancers are on the board. Mason Ball, I'm pretty sure, is going to be unassisted with that tally. That's why I'm glad I have a seasoned hockey player next to me. Sometimes I forget, but I'm pretty sure that's going to go unassisted.
I think he's going to someone's stick.
That one sent up for Sylvia. He'll snatch it and go. Carter Sylvia denied by Ari Parker. It looked like it went up into the netting, but play will continue. Coming into the zone, Kyle Gass, the feed. Couldn't connect with Atticus Emerson. Gass looking to wheel back around. That's on the stick of Diello to feed Carter Sylvia. Sylvia with De Silva moving with him over the line. It's offside. A bit of miscommunication there between 2 and 4 for White Aiden.
You know, it happens. They just need to make sure to communicate on the ice, make sure they're talking and not expect the other person to know what they're doing. Communication is always key. That's what Coach Kevin Snyder always used to say.
Adam Bastis in on the draw here against Laverdier. Laverdier won it, and it's out at center, gathered by Machado. Bastis locked up with Caldwell, getting help from Camara. Machado's in the area as well. Bastis still digging and coming away with it, and tipping it forward is Callan Forget. Forget, another player that was mentioned by head coach Justin Kuchar during our pregame conversation, is someone who's really popping off and doing a great job in his first few games as a member of this Raiders hockey team. Just another one of those underclassmen contributions that Aiden and I were detailing earlier. Across for Caldwell. His number partner, Machado, will send it right back where it came. It's ping-ponged at mid-ice. Forget giving back for Gonzalez. Under 3 minutes to play in the first. 1-0. Lancers on the goal from Mason Ball. Laverdier giving back, and the Lancers look to move. Raiders shutting that down quickly. Into the zone, Mento, and Rodriguez will make no mistake there.
Good save by Gavin. You know, just having these simple saves is going to help him with his mentality. You always got to be like a goldfish. You let in one goal, you just have to look forward to the next one.
It'll be Ravello versus Emerson on the draw, and Ravello wins another. The freshman stellar in the face-off circle thus far, and Lions will tip it out to center as it goes off board. A feed for Sinclair as Norton re-enters the zone. Sinclair for Emerson. Emerson wraps it around back in front. Somehow it stayed out. Ball to keep it in. It goes under his feet, and McKenna will feed across for Lions. Lions into the zone. His shot just over the goal. Maybe getting a small piece of it was Parker. Royds shoving it below goal. Battling for it is Lions. That one chopped up top. Lush to keep it in. His shot. Another stick stop this time for Parker. And Sinclair to get it out to center. About 90 seconds remaining in this first period. Raiders look to even it up. Lancers look to build a cushion. Into the zone. Wang didn't get all the way there. He was met by Rabello. Sinclair to grab the loose puck, and he's going to take a topple with a penalty to come. Looking like it will probably be a trip charge to Cooper Royds, but nonetheless a great effort there by the Norton captain, Brady Sinclair, to draw a penalty and put the Lancers on the man advantage.
Yeah, Norton will definitely have a great opportunity here on the man advantage. SB just has to make sure to get pucks out of the zone and stay composed and make sure not to draw any other penalties.
Mento, Laverdier, and others out there as the big five for Norton. Caldwell up top, along with Gass, as the Lancers look to add to their lead. Diallo up the board. Adam Bastis looking to make some magic on the penalty kill like the Raiders have already this season, but a turnover into the zone. Emerson wheeling below goal. Emerson taking his time for Caldwell. High circle. Caldwell looking for a tip. It never got to Rodriguez. Went off the body of Laverdier, and Diallo will clear. Nice start to the kill for Somerset Berkley, which will carry over into the second period, Aiden.
Yeah, great start so far. They just have to keep it up and make sure not to let anyone in front. I feel like a lot of the opportunities that Norton's getting is from the slot. They're sending a lot of pucks through the slot. Not a lot of players on Norton are getting a stick on it, but that can always change in the future.
Gass putting that one off the stick of Rodriguez. Raiders might have numbers the other way if they hurry. Carter Sylvia dangles by one to get it below goal. Ari Parker puts it off of Sylvia, putting it back in front. Adam Bastis trying to get a stick on it, and he could not. 1 second and 0. The horn will sound, and the first period comes to an end here at the Amica Mutual Pavilion in Providence. Back here in the bleachers, JJ Sylvia, Aiden Marcos with you. And Aiden, despite the score, Somerset Berkley, a lot of positivities to take away from the first period.
No, definitely. SB's keeping their head up after that 1-goal deficit. They're still making plays. They're still putting a lot of pressure, even on the penalty kill. Carter almost scored right there. So they just have to keep it up and make sure heads are high.
And if you're Coach Donovan for Norton, what are you saying to your team right now? You're up 1-0 against a much more storied program. What's the feeling in the locker room?
You have to keep composed. You can't be too happy only having a 1-goal lead. They need to try to build onto that lead and put goals in the net.
Short break for us as we look towards the second period. Aiden might rejoin us, but if not, we'll have another special guest. We'll be right back here on Somerset Access TV, Berkeley Community Access TV, and Blue Raider Studios. Stay with us. Back inside the Amica Mutual Pavilion, JJ Sylvia along with Aiden Marcos for Somerset Access TV, Berkeley Community Access TV, and Blue Raider Studios on YouTube. Somerset Berkley will still have to kill off 37 seconds of a Norton power play after the penalty to Cooper Royds as we are underway in period number 2. Caldwell will give way to Gass. Lancers already up 1-0 off the first period tally from Mason Ball that Gavin Rodriguez got a piece of, but it just squeezed behind him. And this game has been about as even as we could have asked for thus far, as only 5 seconds remain on the Lancer man advantage. Carter Sylvia on the forecheck as we are back to even strength. Royds out of the box and Caldwell up the ice. Caldwell for Gass. Met quickly and sent in the other direction for a Norton restart. Emerson gains red and dumps. And now Diallo. Diallo the dangle to evade Jacob Mento, and he has space to move. Diallo putting it off the skate of Braden Hemingway. He'll have to think twice this time. Sylvia, a floater out into neutral ice. It's bouncing into the zone. Cam McKenna to slap it toward goal, and a tip from Bastis, but a save for Ari Parker. Coming the other way, Jackson Patch couldn't finish the dangle. Patch still digging for it, trying to feed it toward goal. Diallo got in the way of it, and now Gonzalez. Gabe coming through neutral ice over the line on his own. He's liked to do that this year. Gabe Gonzalez putting that one, I believe, off the mask of Ari Parker and out of play. And Aiden, let's talk about Gabe Gonzalez a little bit. You had the chance to play with him his freshman year on that prolific Final Four run that you guys went on. He's now stepping into a role as not only a captain, but the #1 defenseman on this Raider team. You had that role yourself. What's it like?
It's a lot of pressure, but you just have to be able to stay calm and realize that you're built for it, and I feel like Gabe is definitely built for this. Ever since seeing him his freshman year, he definitely had a lot of potential, and now this year, just watching him play, he definitely has a lot more swagger, a lot more confidence to play, especially with that puck rush. It's a lot of pressure, but Gabe's stepping up to the challenge.
And not only the swagger and confidence that I've seen, Aiden, that have been improvements for Gonzalez, but also the size and frame. He got big and bulky and muscular from playing lacrosse this past spring. I'm sure that really helped him coming into this hockey season.
No, definitely. Being able to apply yourself in a different sport definitely helps you become more agile, and also like the weight that you said he put on with the muscle and everything. That's definitely going to be a big asset that he's going to have when forwards are rushing at him.
Sinclair trying to force that one back out in front. He couldn't get it there. Loose puck ends up on Cam McKenna's stick, and now Gonzalez. Gabe Gonzalez into the zone. His shot was blocked by Ball. Gabe will continue to try and pressure for it. Coming in to help him is Chase Lyons. Lyons will dig against Wang. Felix Wang, one of a few players on this Norton team that play from Sharon, as that one goes just wide of Parker. Norton trying to clear it. Looked like it went off the official, so it'll stay in the zone for now. Chase Lyons, the dangle, feeding it low for Rebello as he battles with Ball. Rebello looking them Wang back out in front. Kept out. Emerson coming the other way with Sinclair to help. Machado looking to beat Emerson to the puck. He will. Sinclair looking to dig for it. He couldn't tap it. McKenna will watch it bounce as he goes for the change. In the middle. Pass couldn't connect between Gonzalez and Gavin Kamara. Kamara, another one of those multi-sport athletes on this Somerset Berkley team, was a kicker for the football team this past fall, and a very good one at that. Filling in for the injured Cullen Doherty as that one's fed out in front, and another stop for Rodriguez. This time he denies Adam Caldwell. Now Gonzalez going high off glass. That will go down for an icing to slow things down. Right now, Aiden, 12-12 the shots, but especially at the start of the second period, it has pretty much been all Norton.
Yeah, I feel like Norton's been putting a lot of pressure on SB. Even with all this pressure, I feel like the teams are very even. 12 shots, scores basically it's the same. Norton does have one goal on them. At the end of the day, I feel like the goals in the dirty areas are going to win either team this game.
Laverdier digging below goal against Lush and Bastis. Bastis will come away with it and send it up the board. Keeping it in is Gas for the moment. The ricochet will give it to Mello, and he'll feed forward. Kamara into the zone. Gavin Kamara looking to feed it in front. Bastis was crashing. It didn't get there. Bastis to grab the loose puck for Mello in the slot. Shot was blocked. Kamara trying to follow up. Couldn't get a good hold on the puck. Bastis for Lush. He'll fire. A save by Parker. Mello getting help from Bastis. Raiders slowing it down and setting up. Bastis up top. Cooper Royds. Royds back for Bastis. High circle. He'll send it below goal. Good rotation and movement here by the Raiders. Out in front by Kamara. Nobody home. Caldwell will lead way for Mento to send it in. Laverdier first on the forecheck. He'll put it toward goal. Lush to block it before it got there, and he'll tip it up for the Raiders to move the other way. Kamara had it go just a bit behind him before Caldwell swats at it and sends it back down. A lot less fluidity here in the second period as these teams really starting to figure each other out, and now, like you said, it's going to be the nitty-gritty things with how choppy the game is getting.
No, 100%. At the end of the day, these goalies are staying on top of their head so far. If either team wants to score, they have to make sure someone's in front of the net, making sure that there's sticks somewhere in the front.
Emerson feeding Sinclair, who put it just wide. That was a big chance there for the Norton captain, and that one fluttered on to Rodriguez, and he'll make the stop, denying Hemingway. 9:29 remaining here in the second period. Still 1-0 Norton off that early tally from Mason Ball. The junior defender with the only goal thus far in this one. Draw to the right of Gavin Rodriguez. Won by De Silva. He'll go up board. Raiders on the move. That one kicked forward by Carter Sylvia. And coming into the zone for Somerset Berkley is Cam Johnson. Johnson for Sylvia to send it, and now De Silva up top. Diello Giallo going low, Carter Sylvia. Back out in front, a chance for De Silva, and somehow Parker kept it out. Johnson up top, Giallo, and once again, Parker. Now back out in front once more, and De Silva twice denied. Giallo, his shot from the point, and Parker will squeeze it with Carter Sylvia right in his face. And Aiden, I was talking to Gavin Rodriguez, Cam McKetta, and Adam Bastis before this game. They all said the same thing. Ari Parker is the guy that they're really focused on today, one of the best goalies around, and showing it right now with his effort in between the pipes.
No, definitely. He's playing very well. SB needs to make sure that he's on top of his game so they can score.
Sending it in is Lush. It will be steered aside and sent back out to center for it to be ping-ponged between these two squads. Laverdier down and in for the Lancers. Caldwell to chase. Up the board, it's Lions. Couldn't advance it on the first try, so Royds will nudge it out. Ball, the only goal scorer, putting it onto the stick of Lush. Lush has to continue to play some solid D with Gass trying to enter the zone. That's shut down. Gass looking to get the puck back on his stick. It will not be the case for now, but he keeps it in at the line with Lush trying to clear. Gass trying to get the feed back as he worked toward the slot. Won't go. Under 8 to play in the second period. No tallies here in this period. Only the one from period 1 to give favor to the Norton Lancers. Gass trying to keep it in at the line as he's pressured by Chase Lyons before Mento sends it right back down. Somerset Berkley struggling on the breakout right now. They're going to need to fine-tune that if they want to find a way to win, as that one will go all the way down for an icing.
Although the icing keeps in the zone, I think SB needed that icing. Just needed a second to recollect themselves, figure out their breakout, to truly enter the offensive zone with a lot more passion and effort.
Still a 1-0 game between these two co-op programs. Somerset Berkley co-oping with Dighton, Rehoboth, Seekonk, and Case, whereas Norton co-oping with Sharon. Adam Bastis into the zone, dangling. Puck fluttered towards Ari Parker, who steered it away. Up top, Gonzalez, the slapper, got tipped and went wide. Gathering it is Brady Sinclair, the Lancer captain. Will send it back where he just skated from to be pushed out of the zone by Felix Wang and all the way down. Gonzalez chasing, looking to get rid of it with Sinclair pressuring him. He does. Adam Bastis looking to settle the puck down as he enters the zone. Bastis, the dangle, he lost it, but Bastis gets it back. High circle, Gass getting his stick in there. Norton coming the other way with numbers. Emerson coming in, looking to feed Sinclair. He caught it, but couldn't knock it down for a shot. That one bouncing in many weird ways all the way down back into the Norton end. 6.5 to play here in this middle period. Somerset Berkley still playing on their back heels a little bit, spending a lot of time in their defensive zone here in the middle portion of period 2. On the move, once again, it's Mason Ball. He'll be shut down and neutralized. De Silva tried to send it away, but Laverdier takes it. Laverdier, bad angle. Looks like multiple Raiders got a piece of it as it goes up and out of play. Another face-off coming to the right of Gavin Rodriguez. In this TVL versus SCC matchup, Rodriguez will deny Caldwell off the draw. Draw will stay where it is for a repeat. Lancers win it. Up top, Wang looking to go D to D. That one with sticks in the lane. De Silva looking to feed it up for Carter Sylvia. Ball shuts that down and sends it for Rodriguez to gather. Now Lush fighting his way up the wall, looking to get it toward Cam Johnson. Johnson gathers, sends it out to center. Carter Sylvia couldn't quite handle it, but he'll get it back and wheel in his own D end. Sylvia using Johnson as a screen. He comes in, and that one got tipped as it headed toward goal. That one went off the stick of Wang. Lush to keep it in. Lush puts it below goal. Carter Sylvia to chase it down as it goes all the way to the other side. Sylvia losing that race to the puck against Ball. Back out at neutral ice. Diallo battling for it. Diallo getting help and sending it below goal for the Raiders is Cam Johnson. Rebello trying to keep it in with Johnson forechecking. It's all the way back down into Somerset Berkley's end. Under 5 to play in the second. Still that 1-0 Lancer lead that they've been clinging to since the early respond from Mason Ball. That one trickling toward Rodriguez. He'll cover it up to prevent any danger. Aiden, a much more calm second period here. We saw at the beginning these teams had figured each other out. Now it's coming down to just the smallest game of inches between these two tightly battling foes.
Yeah, definitely. SB and Norton are definitely understanding each other a lot more now, and now they're just trying to, like I said before, they just have to get into the dirty areas to make sure one of them comes out on top.
Gass's shot from the point pops up and goes straight to Rodriguez, almost catching it like an outfielder. For another draw to his right side. Draws battled for and coming away with it for the Raiders is Gonzalez. Gabe Gonzalez charging forward, gets the puck out of the sticks of Sinclair. Nice stop for Parker. Raiders looking to keep it in. Gonzalez at the point, whiffs on the shot, trying to keep it in front of him, and he can, so that Emerson doesn't have to break up the ice.
Great play by Gabe. Even though he whipped on the shot, he made sure to use his body to protect the puck and make sure that Norton didn't get a breakaway.
Machado to cut it off in neutral ice. Looking to dump it, went off of Chase Lyons. Gass to gather it for Norton. He'll go D to D, and now Sinclair. Brady Sinclair, right side, met by Machado. That one dribbled out to neutral ice before it's sent up into the Norton bench off of a tip. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in a much slower moving second period than it was in the first. Shots right now are 20-18 unofficially in favor of the Raiders. As the Laverdier, Mento, and Caldwell line reemerges for head coach Michael Donovan. That will be countered with the Bastis unit of him, Mello, and Camara. Chance brewing for Norton, and Rodriguez taking a nice angle to that shot as he will reject Jacob Mento.
That was a very well played 2-on-1 by Royds. He made sure to cover the Russian man to make sure Gavin only dealt with the shot, and he was able to stop it. So very well played by Royds.
I was talking to Gavin before the game, and he was telling me that these moments like this are what he was looking forward to as a child. He always wanted to have the opportunity to play goaltender in these big moments for the high school team, and he's doing it right now. Bastis coming into the zone, looking to make a big moment of his own, takes a topple and sends it low. Camara. Gavin Camara losing it in his skates as he battles. That one chopped up to be gathered by Lush. Lush trying to feed Camara. It was a hopping puck that will go back to Camara in the corner. Camara can't get it up for Royds. It's back out at center before Lush pinballs it back in. Norton looking to make a clean breakout. That one ending up on the stick of Cooper Royds at neutral ice. He'll zip it down with Carter Sylvia and Gavin Camara on the chase. Camara has the puck. Camara for Sylvia, dangling back out in front. 2 backhands, a third chance, and keeping it out is Parker. 2 minutes, 20 seconds, and a whistle to stop play. Looking like a penalty on the way, and that is the case. Looking at first glance like it's matches, and that is the case. Aiden, what did you see there that would have drawn a penalty for both those players?
Well, for the Norton player who got the penalty on Norton, I didn't see his number.
I believe it was Felix Wang.
For Wang, I'm pretty sure he just wanted to make sure Carter was out of the way instead of poking his goalie, and I think he threw a punch, so That's what got weighing in. For McKenna, I'm not entirely sure. I just knew it happened near center ice. Maybe a hit after the play was called dead.
Justin Kuchar getting his explanation for it right now. He doesn't seem necessarily all that pleased with what he heard. But nonetheless, looks like we'll stay at 5-on-5. Face-off coming to the right of Ari Parker this time.
Isn't it supposed to be a 4-on-4 if it's two separate penalties? It's not really matching because it happened in two different instances, no?
I'm assuming they're going to call it matching then because it stayed 5-on-5 here. Camara digging with Sylvia. Sylvia will go up top. Diallo. Anthony Diallo firing. That one got towards Parker, who steered it away. Camara with the puck for the Raiders. Going low, Carter. Sylvia. Sylvia back for Camara. Low circle. The dangle in front, and Parker says no.
That was an incredible stop by Parker. Camara had the wide open net, but he just put his stick out, made sure to keep the puck under control. What a play by Parker.
My, oh my, Ari Parker, a stellar performance thus far in this one. 23 saves to his credit. Lancers win the draw. Emerson getting help from Iacosa, who moves up the sideboard. Iacosa below goal, hit off the puck by De Silva. De Silva on a bobbling puck gets it to Diallo, and now it's Gabe Gonzalez. Gabe into the zone. Mason Sullivan-esque, and that one, a pad stop for Parker. Gabe Gonzalez continuing to dig as it's on the stick of Brady Sinclair, battling with his number partner and Jake De Silva. Coming away with the puck is Mason Ball. Ball looking to grab his second, able to get by Diallo. Mason Ball in the corner, met by Gonzalez as he finally takes a topple after a great individual effort to get it into the zone. High slot. Emerson wheeling at the circle, and now below. Atticus Emerson going up top. That one sailing wide of Rodriguez. Under a minute to play in the period. Sinclair lost it in his feet. Gonzalez to nudge it out to center. And now Lyons into the zone. Chase Lyons. That one going off the back of Gas. And now De Silva batting it out of midair for Lyons. Chase Lyons getting help from Jake De Silva below goal. De Silva looking to move it out in front. That one got pushed aside. Here come the Lancers the other way. That cut off by Lyons, who will send it back into the Norton end. The feed for Iacosa cut off by Lush, and here comes Bastos. Adam Bastos gets the angle, and keeping it out is Parker. Carter Sylvia also putting it toward Parker, with Camara crashing, and Ari Parker staying calm, cool, and collected under pressure. That was actually something that he was talking about with me during his pregame. He feels like his defense and his poise is what makes him such a good goaltender, and I've seen a lot of those instances thus far from number 35 in black.
Yeah, he's definitely playing on top of his game so far. He's got to keep up with the defense. For SB's defensive side, I think Diallo hurt himself on that hit on top right of the ice. It seemed to be either a shoulder or an elbow. That's not looking too good for the SB defense.
Anthony Diallo, just coming back from injury a few games ago, has had plenty of those injuries in his career that have kept him off the ice. Hopefully he's going to be okay as the Lancers look to get it out with 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We will head to the third period with the score staying exactly the same. It is still 1-0 in favor of Somerset Berkley in favor of Norton as we're back here in the bleachers. JJ Sylvia, Aiden Marcos with you. And Aiden, a much different period than the first. Both teams came out at a rapid pace in period 1, but in period 2, the pace settling down, and these teams now starting to get a bit more pretty with it to seal a deal on a next goal.
They're getting pretty with it, and they're also getting a little bit tired. Obviously, it's not the fresh energy that they got off the first period. It's end of the second, they're getting a little tired. Both teams have to really dig to make sure that they can come out with the win on this one.
And if this game does end up going to Norton in the end, a lot of credit's going to go to number 30 in Ari Parker.
Yes, Parker's playing on top of his head. He's definitely showing why he deserves the seat on the Norton team, and he's playing incredibly well.
1-0 in favor of Norton as we look towards a third and final period inside the Amica Mutual Pavilion. I'm JJ Sylvia, Aiden Marcos, and I will see you on the other side of this short break. Third and final period about to get underway here inside the Amica Mutual Pavilion. JJ Sylvia along with you, joined next to me by Aiden Marcos. So glad that Aiden was able to join us tonight. Of course, my favorite player, don't tell anybody else, from that Final Four team, especially don't tell Carter, but I'm sure he'll figure out anyway. 1-0 Lancers as we start the third. Laverdier with the face-off win. Norton still hanging on to that 1-0 advantage that they received off of a goal from Mason Ball, as we have a referee taking a fall in front of the Norton bench. It looks like Adam Bastis is heading to the penalty box. Everybody seems a bit confused about that right now. What did you catch there, Marcos?
I think Bastis was going for the Norton player, and he just happened to clip the Norton player, which tumbled into the referee, and I think the referee think he was going for him. So, you know, maybe a little bit of personal bias on the referee's part, but I don't know if that's really a true penalty. But
Bastis has had some issues in the past when it comes to composure, and him and I talked about this during pregame, and he always, talks about leaning on his team and his coaches and trying to improve in that area, but I didn't see anything there that would have indicated that he deserved a penalty. But it looks like not only is he going to get a penalty, but this is probably going to be a double minor as well, because they're sending another into the box to serve with him. And the Somerset Berkley faithful definitely not pleased, as the Raiders will move it out to center. Norton with a chance to tack on a second goal with their second power play of the evening. Through mid-ice, it's Laverdier. It'll squib below goal for Lush to grab. Lush lost it, stuck to the ice a bit. Mento back door, and Laverdier couldn't cash in. Carter Sylvia trying to shovel it out to center. Caldwell cut it off. Now in the middle, Laverdier looking to feed it in, and Rodriguez will deny Atticus Emerson.
yeah, that penalty on Bastis definitely was no retaliation by any means. I really don't know what the referee even called there, honestly.
Yeah, and it seemed the confusion was shared not only by us, but also the coaches on SB's bench. Nonetheless, 1:12 left on the Norton man advantage. Moving in and getting denied is Emerson, as Rodriguez stepped up. And now Laverdier for Emerson on the give and go. And now Mento. Met by Gonzalez. Laverdier coming in to help him, and Mento still has it. Mento put it into the skates of Gabe Gonzalez, who tries to wrap it around to the other side. Emerson will be the first one there. Atticus Emerson dropping it off Caldwell. Caldwell stepping in mid-circle. That shot got blocked. Gavin Kamara looking to move it out. Mento takes it. Mento low circle. Back door. They score. What a pass. And Caldwell with the finish. The Lancers are up 2-0.
No, backdoor play. No one had the guy. Easy goal for Norton.
A big goal there for Adam Caldwell. And the junior defenseman adds a second tally to this lead for the Norton Lancers. And Ian, we saw numerous instances of Somerset Berkley showing how crisp their passing can be in the offensive zone, and their Norton matching the tempo and sealing the deal with the goal.
Yeah, seeing both teams' passes, it's comparing apples to apples. Both teams are very composed. They know how to play the game very well, set up their teammates. Norton just got lucky there.
Cooper Royds for Cam McKenna, back to Royds as the Raiders seek to mount a comeback. McKenna into the zone over Blue. His shot never got to Ari Parker. Norton looked to come the other way quickly. That one a bit behind Brady Sinclair. Now at center. Battling for it is Lush, and coming away with it is Carter Sylvia to dump it down and in. Shots are 26-23 in favor of Somerset Berkley at the moment, but a 2-0 Norton lead. Two different goal scorers in this one for Michael Donovan's squad. Now Lush had it taken from him by Gass in his own defensive zone. Lush able to battle with Gass to make sure Gonzalez sends it up the board. Carter Sylvia couldn't tip it out. Now Gonzalez will have to dig once more below goal. Gabe looking to start the charge forward, put that one off of Iacosa. Iacosa will get a chance. Moving in, Rodriguez the stop. Cam McKenna lost his stick as he battled with Sinclair. Brady Sinclair able to pick that one off, but taking it from him as Lush and Hill push the ice. Lush to dump it towards Ari Parker. Raiders will get fresh legs. Parker will give the puck up just after the officials blow play dead with 11:42 remaining in this third and final period. Just a wonderful atmosphere today here at the AMP between two schools that have very different hockey histories, but this is, as I have to credit Norton Athletic Director Aaron Sumner, this is the first all-time meeting between these two hockey programs. They have never met before. Norton has played the DRC Conc squad, but Somerset Berkley was not in the picture at the time, so this is officially the first matchup between Somerset Berkley and Norton hockey in both squads' history. Lancers looking to move it up. Machado to cut it off. And now De Silva barreling his way into the zone. Lost the puck, however, and it will be dribbled back out to center. Off board it goes. De Silva trying to gather. He cannot. Camara in on the forecheck along with Lyons. Lyons trying to catch a fluttering puck. It went underneath them and out to center. Norton looking to move forward. Over the line far side, trying to keep him wide, and a back out in front pass that went underneath Caldwell, who seeked his second goal of the night. Caldwell will give chase as his number partner, Lucas Machado, will gather. Machado for Gonzalez, and now Carter Sylvia in the middle. Sylvia for Camara. Mishandled the puck a bit, but he'll chase it down below goal. Back for Sylvia. Carter Sylvia up top. Gabe Gonzalez. Raiders look to set up. Gonzalez, D-to-D. Royds back for Gonzalez. His shot went wide. Carter Sylvia will go below goal once more. Gavin Camara looking to battle. Both players lost an edge there. Camara has it. Gavin getting help from Cam McKenna. He'll turn and fire for a glove save by Ari Parker. Exactly 10 minutes remaining in this game, and Norton, off of tallies from Mason Ball in the first and Adam Caldwell most recently, have a 2-0 lead. Raiders, despite leading in the shot department 29-23, have yet to put one past a huge TVL titan of a goaltender in Ari Parker. Johnson digging for it after the Lancer draw win. Norton looking to move it out, and they will. Brady Sinclair chasing. He'll beat Lush to the puck. Sinclair looking back out in front. That one picked off by Cooper Royds. Royds engaged in a stick battle with Hemingway. He'll come away with it and send it back out to center to be gathered by Felix Wang. Wang into the middle, went off the stick of Carter Sylvia right to Sinclair. Brady Sinclair cuts back, lost the puck to McKenna, and now Carter Sylvia. Sylvia, the dangle by Emerson. He'll enter the zone, going wide on Sinclair. Carter Sylvia looking to get by Kyle Gass. Gass will win that battle. Gass will have to go to work against Johnson. It ends up on Carter Sylvia's stick. He looks to feed it into the middle. It got cut off, and Sinclair will bring it out for the Lancers. Brady Sinclair moving in, the drop back. Emerson, good job by McKenna getting his stick in the passing lane there. Lush coming the other way with Carter Sylvia moving wide. Lush, the drop back. Sylvia, his shot went off the stick of Gass. Sylvia below goal for Lush. Lush the give and go with two in white. And now De Silva. Jake De Silva back out in front. Nobody home as the Raiders get a change. Norton will get to move it out with Caldwell before he's cut off by Chase Lyons. Machado to send that one forward. Mason Ball to gather it on the back end for the Lancers. He'll give way. And Norton will look to break out. Caldwell into the middle. Laverdier Over blue, Laverdier blockered away and up into the netting by Rodriguez. Only 8 minutes and 10 seconds remain. Somerset Berkley running out of time to mount that comeback, Aiden. What do you think Justin Kucher's message is right now?
I think his message is just pucks on net. Obviously this goalie's playing on top of his head. Parker's just playing phenomenal this whole entire game. But I think the mentality is he's going to eventually give up one. And then once he gives up one, the floodgates theoretically should open. So I think that's what the SB team's rooting on with that situation.
Face-off coming in the Somerset defensive end as Adam Bastis will now be able to make his way out of the penalty box and back to the Raider bench. Question is how many minutes that penalty was that brought the second player for the Raiders into the box after the call charge to Bastis. We'll see if we see him at all the rest of the way as he gets to meet now with the athletic trainer. Kamara in on the draw. It's kicked up top for ball. That one put right on the stick of Gabe Gonzalez. Him and Lyons will come the other way, 2-on-2. Gabe Gonzalez moving wide, put it on, and Parker stopped it. Gonzalez trying to wrap it back around. He couldn't get there. Machado trying to keep it in. It dribbles past him. Moving the other way is Caldwell. Stopped by Rodriguez. Mento trying to gather it in neutral ice. He'll tap it back into the Raider end for Rodriguez to zip it up board. Lyons to tip it back out to center just enough that a delayed offsides will give number 9 in white, Lucas Machado, some space. Machado going across for Gavin Kamara. Kamara looking to tip it up for himself. He lost the puck behind him. Laverdier looking to advance for the Lancers. He'll chop it up in front of himself for Machado to regather. Machado, that one picked off by Sinclair, but he couldn't handle it, so the Raiders will dodge a bullet there. Cam McKenna over red and blue into the zone. Had it taken from him by Iacosa. Iacosa will come over the blue line with an offside called as Emerson and McKenna battled. Emerson came over the line before the puck.
The ref's calling, they're calling a penalty on Norton.
That is the case, so Emerson will go to the box, 2 minutes for a hold, and now Somerset Berkley getting a power play opportunity, which is a best case scenario right now with them desperately needing to get one on the board with only 7 to play.
Talking about this game earlier, we were saying that it was a momentum swinger for both teams just winning the game. In this moment right now, this is a big momentum changer for SB. They just need to make sure to capitalize on the opportunity.
It'll be Kamara, McKenna, Lyons, Sylvia, and Gonzalez as the 5 out there on the power play. Laverdier, Mento, Caldwell, and Wang out there as the 4 for Norton. Mento to gather it. He'll send it all the way down into the Somerset Berkley end. Caldwell's the first one down there with Rodriguez sending it high off glass. It'll be chopped forward by Lyons before it's ping-pong back in the other direction for Gonzalez to gather. Raiders still have yet to cleanly enter the offensive zone on this power play. Sylvia, cross ice, Gonzalez, a dangle over blue. Gabe Gonzalez moving in, the stop by Parker. Rebound, dribbles all the way back out to nearly the point for it to be shoveled below goal by McKenna. Forechecking is Kamara as he tries to take it from Kyle Gass. That's not going to work. Gass wraps it around off board and out. Only 1 minute left on the Raider man advantage.
Unlucky bounce there for SB. Cam read the puck all the way, and it just happened to hit one of the posts on the last second, and it just bounced over the blue line.
Carter Sylvia looking to feed it into the middle. It'll be gathered on the other side by Lyons, and now McKenna will fire for a quick stop by Ari Parker. Five minutes, 41 seconds left. Somerset Berkley, as we've said all game, we're going to sound like a broken record. Leading in the shot department, still 31-24 now, but down 2-0. As a timeout is set to come. Looks like both teams will deliberate. Aiden Marcos and I will do the same. We will see you on the other side of this short break to finish the last 5 minutes and 41 seconds of this contest here inside the amp. Stay with us. Out of the timeout, 5 minutes and 41 seconds left here in Providence between your Somerset Berkley, Dighton, Rehoboth, Seekonk, Case Raiders and the co-op of Norton High School and Sharon Lancers. 2-0 Lancers here as Gonzalez is unable to keep that one in. Only 30 seconds remain on this power play for Somerset Berkley. In desperate need of an evening tally. That one picked off at mid-ice by Laverdier. And he'll turn around and send it toward Rodriguez. Gavin Rodriguez off board for Carter Sylvia. Raiders look to move forward. Only 15 ticks left for them on this advantage. Carter Sylvia had the puck taken off his stick and sent all the way back down by Jacob Mento. Now Gonzalez into the middle, connecting with Lyons. Lyons had his pass knocked away by Mento. It went right to McKenna, who slapped it into the zone before the Lancers chop it up into their bench for another stoppage. And a new development, Adam Bastis only went to the bench to see the trainer. He is now back in the sin bin. And with only 5 minutes left, I'm questioning whether we'll see him again on the ice in this one.
Most likely not. There's only 5 minutes left.
Lush off the draw win will send it low. Rebello and Johnson on the chase. Neither of them will get there. Sinclair looking to move for the Lancers. Brady Sinclair going across ice. A connecting pass and a move out to center for Lush to clap right back in. Lancers will try to break out from the other side as Sinclair sends a bobbling puck into the Raider end. Rebello to gather. Rebello for De Silva trying to dump it in. A ricochet gets it to Cam Johnson, who will chase. Johnson battling with Kyle Gass. Lancers come away with it, and now Hemingway. Hemingway lost it in his feet to De Silva, who will zip it below Ari Parker's goal. 4 minutes to play. On the far side, Hemingway to gather. Chopping it up the board before Lush sends it back down. Wrapping around to the other side. Raiders can't keep it in as Royds will gather at center. Royds looking to go across for Lush. He lost it. De Silva battling with Hemingway. Once again, it ends up in the Norton bench. Those poor Norton Lancer coaches have had to dodge flying pucks all afternoon, Aiden.
Yeah, I would say that's the third time. As long as they keep a head on the swivel, it should be fine. But you know, they should be ready just in case. You never know.
That sign that we always see at hockey rinks, watch out for flying pucks. It really is important that you read it when you come into the arena, especially if you're going to be on the bench. Verdier, the draw win. Unable to move it forward is Caldwell. Gonzalez, stop Parker. Raiders need to up the intensity, only 3.5 left. Kamara lost it, Norton to get it out. Cam McKenna backtracking to grab it. McKenna trying to dangle. Caldwell got a stick in there to slow him down. Pass up ahead. Kamara went off his stick, and Norton will clear. Lancers clinging to their 2-0 lead and trying to preserve the shutout for their stellar goaltender, Ari Parker. Raiders seeking something to change the momentum into their favor, with time most certainly not on their side. To gather it on the far side, that's Mason Mello. A ricochet will keep it in the Raider end from Machado to send it forward into the feet of Kamara. Now Kamara for McKenna. Cam McKenna building speed as he comes over Bloom. McKenna, the dangle moving in. Parker the save. Oh my goodness. He kept it out and barely knew where it was. Lions to send it in.
It was almost a follow-up chance on that opportunity. The defenseman whiffed on it, but, you know, no man in the slot.
Bastis standing near the penalty box door. So the question is will he come out? That one fired on. Lions will be denied by Parker. Puck still loose as Rodriguez comes to the bench. Laverdier will chop it off board down towards Royds. The last line of defense. He'll get it up. And now Lush. Under 2 to play. Bouncing puck. Landry trying to gather. And now Royds to shovel it forward. Carter Sylvia couldn't gather it. Back at neutral ice, Sinclair tapping at it. Royds going off board, Carter Sylvia. Here come the Raiders. Sylvia into the zone, lost it in his feet. Lancers look to try the open netter. Moving in near side is Gass, looking for the middle, and Caldwell has his second. And the Norton Lancers just might have dealt the dagger with 1:27 to play.
Yeah, with 1:27 left, SB's hope to win this game it's not looking too bright right now, but you never know. All it takes is a goal in 20 seconds to change the momentum. But SB needs to make sure to accomplish that feat first.
And we'll get our question answered, at least on that front, about Bastis. He's out of the box and in the face-off circle. It'll be him, Sylvia, and McKenna with Gonzalez and Machado. I wouldn't be surprised if they're on the ice the rest of the way. Slap toward goal off a ricochet by McKenna. Bastis, the big hit in his return to the ice. Adam Bastis, high slot, looking for a shooting lane. Went off the leg of Gass. Lancers can't get it out. Gonzalez fighting for it, and Machado can't keep it in as the Lancers will get it away from their goaltender for a reset by the Raiders under 1 minute remaining. Gavin Kamara off board for Sylvia indirectly. Sylvia lost the puck. Kamara to try and gather it. He cannot. Keeping it in is Gonzalez, sending it toward goal. It ricocheted, never got there before it's whistled out of play. Mason Ball trying to clear it, sent it up into the bleachers. Hope everybody's okay. Roy Machado, Lucas Machado's dad's pumping his fists over there, so it looks like he might have been close, but he's okay. 39.4 left. Aiden, what's been your opinion on the experience for you today, now being not on the ice, but up in the bleachers calling a game here at the Amp?
You know, it's definitely a surreal feeling, thinking that I played 2 years ago. Feel like SB hockey was not that long ago, and now watching these players play their game, it's definitely a treat to see how some of the players that I played with evolved into what they are today.
And it has been an absolute pleasure for sure to call this game with you. Laverdier coming the other way. He'll fire. Rodriguez will make the stop. With this win, the Norton Lancers are going to bump above 500. Aiden, they're going to go to 5-4-1 on the season. The Raiders are going to drop to 3-5. Neither of these squads' conference records will be affected by this contest. Mento off the draw. That one gloved down by Rodriguez with only 23 seconds left. And honestly, if you and I have to think about who the MVP of the game is, I'm pretty sure we're both going to have the same answer, and it's the guy who's doing twirls right now in the crease on the far side.
I would definitely say Palmer as well. He's been staying on top of his head the whole game. He definitely deserves the MVP on this one.
Ari Parker watching as his squad tries to kill the last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the Norton Lancers come into the Amica Mutual Pavilion and deal a shutout to the Somerset Berkley Raiders. Ari Parker's going to get the win and the shutout. A final score of 3-0 today here in Providence as we're back in the bleachers. JJ Sylvia, Aiden Marcos with you. And Aiden, not the outcome the Raiders were looking for, but still a great experience, and everybody got involved today from Justin Kucher's bench.
No, definitely a great experience. Even though the Raiders didn't come out with the win today, playing this higher level of competition than what they're used to is definitely going to be beneficial for when they look towards the end of the season and into the playoffs.
And Aiden, we were talking about it pregame and throughout the game. Everybody was boasting and bragging about the excellence of Ari Parker, and it was on full display today as he preserved a 3-0 shutout.
No, definitely. Ari Parker is definitely a wonderful goalie. He definitely deserves the C on that team. You know, SB didn't get the best of him today.
And that is going to do it for us here today inside the Amica Mutual Pavilion. For our entire crew, including my partner, Aiden Marcos, and our cameraman, Brian Moniz, I'm JJ Sylvia, wishing you a good rest of your night. And go Patriots! It's Sunday night. Let's hope they can beat the Chargers here on Somerset Access TV, Berkeley Community Access TV, and Blue Raider Studios. Good night, everyone.